Welcome back to the Charles Owen Experience. Welcome back.
Aren't you gonna burn my hand? Yeah, that's actually pretty close to the flames there.
No, keep it going.
That's actually pretty close to the flames there, champ. Woo!
Great to
Good handshake.
Good to see you.
First of all,
you're looking drunk and inflamed.
We'd like to offer a heartfelt apology to all our listeners last time.
Oh yes,
who may have been directed towards the wrong DVD.
Satoshi Ishii's DVD, which you said you forgot the name and you thought it was Satoshi Ishii.
Yeah, it was actually someone else.
Christian Osbeck, was it?
Christian Osbeck. That's right. He's got
one hell of a DVD.
One hell of an uki. Like if you watch the DVD, the breakfalls in it were fantastic. So there's only one reason to get that DVD out of many.
For the uki.
For the uki, yeah. There's other reasons as well, but
guys,
basically,
we'll move on.
Let's move on.
Guys, remember, like, subscribe, YouTube, Spotify, do all that. You're really, you're pretty heartfelt from that, forgetting last week.
Yeah, man, I mean, it really hurt. When my memory's not, like, perfect, it really grinds my gears, and, like, not remembering that guy's name when he's literally, like...
You see him all the time.
He's won the Grand National. I literally saw him that very day, and I couldn't remember his name. It's fucking crazy, man, how the mind works. We'll have to get Joe Rogan on to talk about it.
Yeah, he said he would come on as well.
Maybe we should try DMT and we'll remember his name better. Yeah. So Christian Osbeck, no relation, but he is a Christian.
What's been going on, man? Have you been training well?
Yeah, it's been going fantastically. I've been working on my guard, working on connecting my legs. I've been thinking, what if I was to do a next DVD, it would probably be on connecting legs entanglements and connecting when people start to boot you in the asshole, and basically defending against when people stomp up your asshole to defend the leg locks.
Okay.
And I think that would actually be and it's like switching between legs once someone's seated, or maybe before they're even seated, just transitioning between the various leg entanglements. And yeah, that's what I've been practicing quite a lot of, trying to stay as sticky as possible. The way I see it, every time someone boots you in the asshole, you can use that leg then and start to attack that leg as well. Or every time, the leg starts slipping down your shoulder line, or you lose like an Achilles grip or something, you can transition to the other leg, or you can pull yourself back up. I want to do a bit more, like I can do it in sparring, but I want to organize it. I want to get it,
I would like to see that DVD.
Yeah, I'm trying to basically organize it now, make it very conscious when I'm sparring, and then I'll release a little instructional for y'all, and it'll cost loads of money.
I'll buy that. No, I won't.
Buy Christian Osbeck's.
Yeah, this is good.
I've heard it's good.
Yeah.
I've heard Satoshi Ishii messaged me after our last podcast.
No way, did he?
And said, we should buy the DVD that Osbeck made. He seriously messaged me though, but it wasn't in English, so fuck knows what he said.
Damn.
Yeah, we're good friends.
Sick.
Me and the greats.
All right. Should we get some question times?
Let's go. Do you want to start?
You can start.
All right then.
Oh, what are the best gyms in your... Oh, sorry.
Go on, you start. You
go.
Take
away.
Okay, now you go, seriously.
Okay,
go. Our guard details in bringing opponent down to a hip into A1 position. Can't really get a solid off balance. My friend, I believe that's A2. So A1 position is, let's say you've got a leg wrapped and you make them post their hand to the floor. I believe that's A1. Correct me. A1. I mean, don't correct me if I'm wrong because I don't care, but... Anyway,
tell us in the YouTube.
Yeah, tell us in the YouTube or just unsubscribe. So basically, A1, you post your please. Bye, Christine. Either you post your hand, that's A1, or if you get seated to a hip, it's A2. Okay. He's talking about our guard, which is basically De La Riva, RIP, his legacy. Yep. But basically, I think he's saying you're trying to tip them to one side, the side on which you're controlling the leg. But most of the time, if you just attempt to tip someone to that side, they'll just lean forward a bit. So our guard, you have to have multi-directional attacks, and you cannot just work in one direction. Like naturally, even without knowing what people are doing, let's say you tip them to one side, they'll lean their head back towards the other side. So you've got to think of the moves in at least pairs, if not 3-piece combos, 2-piece and a soda.
Thrices.
Yeah, threes. So you're dyslexic, so it's all right, it's threes, mate. Triplets.
It's all the same to me.
Thruples.
Triplets, yeah.
Yeah. So let's say you want to tip them to A1, but they're leaning the other way. I'll still try to tip them to A1. Then I'll take them to the right hand side so I can go for a normal inside pummel with the leg. And then let's say that doesn't work because they start to lean back. Then maybe I'll do a kick and sit up and tip them backwards. And then as they lean forward into me, I'll tip them forwards. You know, you got to play with it a bit more, not just one direction.
Keep it moving.
Yeah, keep it moving. Speaking of.
Why do my bones hurt 24/7? I train 6 days a week with 2 days of weights, 1 day of cardio. Maybe you're doing too much, man.
That's a lot like what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Your bones.
Some people won't recover as well as others.
How old is he?
Huh?
How old is this fella?
I don't know. Don't have that information. Maybe I would look at your nutrition, I would look at your sleep, and I would look at your supplementation. Here's what you should do.
Raw milk.
You should go get a blood test. Go get a full blood panel done and see where your bloods are at. That would be the smartest way to do it.
Bones hurting sounds a lot like bone cancer, doesn't it? It sounds pretty serious, doesn't it?
Not all over. You're not going to have bone cancer in your whole body. Go get your bloods done, mate. I don't know. Maybe it sounds like you're not recovering. I would need more information about your sleep and your nutrition.
Arthritis?
So, again, everywhere. I don't know. Is he hurting everywhere? Is there a bone hurting? Or is it, he just said bones. So go get your bloods done, mate. They'll check your...
More dairy.
Yeah.
Calcium.
Fish oils, mate. Fish oils, calcium, cruciferous vegetables, raw dairy.
8 hours of sleep a night.
8 hours of sleep. Jokes aside, 8 hours of sleep a night. But go get your bloods done, mate. Randox every man blood test. People message me all the time. Number 1 about Christian Osbeck's DVD. Number 2 about
if you're not going to be serious, just don't even mention it.
Okay.
Don't even mention it.
Number 2, Randox every man blood test. I will put a link in the description. Go get your bloods done, Chief. Next question. You go.
Great. This one's about Christian Osbeck's DVD. There's another one about Christian Osbeck. Any serious questions? All right. How do I get the most out of a 2-hour seminar with 30 people on the mat? Record the seminar topics. If you're not allowed to record the seminar topics, get someone who's actually a good training partner who can also remember things. They don't even have to be good. They just need to be like Rain Man, just autistic enough that they can remember what the moves are. Yeah, and then that's it, basically. They don't even have to really get them. They just, all it is a recipe book. Remember the steps one by one. You probably won't get and feel all the moves perfectly. You might think that you do, but you might need a bit of feedback when you're sparring to get what they really feel like. So I recommend get yourself a Rain Man. Drill with him if you can't record the techniques. Otherwise, just record the techniques. If you come to one of my seminars, I don't give a shit. You can record the whole thing. Makes no difference to me. People still book it for some reason.
Because they love you, man.
Because they love me. Because they want to hear me talk.
Does weight cutting tank your cardio? Yeah, it certainly can. If you cut weight too drastically before a competition, it can certainly affect your cardio by being dehydrated, which is not good for being severely dehydrated. So yes, it can.
Here's a question.
Yep.
How many weeks after drinking are you affected by the drinking? Let's say you drink...
Just a couple of days. 4 pints.
4 pints, say.
You'll be fine, mate.
What about if you did...
A big bender?
Let's talk about Craig Jones and cocaine.
Yeah.
Do you think that he would recover within like a week from... If it's just
For
coke?
Sure. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Is coke pretty easy to recover from?
I'd suppose so, yeah.
What are the...
It fucks your sleep, though. You won't sleep properly.
For the whole week?
No, you'll be fine in a couple of days.
So
maybe even the day after.
Are there some cardiovascular benefits to doing coke in that it raises and lowers your heart rate, just like a jog might?
No, I don't think so. It wouldn't be.
All right.
You're not going to be hitting those sustained levels.
What if you have like sustained amount of coke for like let's say a steady state?
Take it before you do a match. That'd be sick. Because then you'll be over aroused. Look, everyone
Nothing.
Aroused. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to react differently, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's a shit answer, but have you seen The Last Dance with Michael Jordan?
Yeah.
So Dennis Rodman used to come. You haven't? It's fucking sick. You should watch it.
Maybe we have actually. I can't remember.
Really Dennis Rodman used to.
Coke.
John Jones used to fucking go on big benders. Dennis Rodman would come in tanked after a huge bender and just smoke everyone in the training room, apart from Michael Jordan.
Is that a basketballer?
Yeah, he's a very famous basketballer.
Dennis Rodman.
Yep.
Nice. So
some people just fucking love it. So if he has a big bender, I'd assume You're going to take 2 or 3 days to recover, to feel better. Your training's not going to be fantastic, but 2 or 3 days after, he's young as well. He's like 30s. I think he's my age, 31. Yeah, he'll be fine. Couple of days, back into it.
Fair play. All right, then.
You have a few beers, day or two, you'll be fine.
Great. I'll get on it.
Yep.
Sounds like a good workout plan. And also the calories, and also you get so much salt and pump from it.
Yep.
Okay, how did you make BJJ your job? I.e., how did you go about becoming full-time? Let's take it back to me being in uni and not going to any lectures, spending all my time doing jiu-jitsu and accumulating 54 grand of debt. And then
I'm looking at what podcast we did this as well.
I started teaching kids classes. And then after that, I went back to London. I was poor for a large amount of time. I was living with my mum.
Episode 8, we also covered that.
What I'm talking about?
Yeah, but keep going.
How to make money from jiu-jitsu.
How to go full-time BJJ.
Yeah. Live with your parents for a little bit and just be really poor. And then once you can afford to move out, do so. Also, then I started making money throughout COVID, teaching privates. Start cheap, work your way up to more expensive. Obviously, the more competition, like easy route would just be win all the competitions you ever do. But realistically, you can't do that. So you've got to do a bit of combo of private lessons, teaching classes, doing comps for notoriety. And then eventually you get your BJJ fanatics. And if you're Christian Osbeck, you're just in the clear from there. Yachts, supermodels, a famous footballer's girlfriend. Could go on, but won't. You?
I agree to all that, yeah.
Yeah.
You just got to win matches, really, don't you?
Yeah, you just have to win.
You just got to be really good and win lots of matches. You just have to.
You don't even have to win that many. You just have to beat imagine you only did one match ever and you beat Gordon Ryan.
Yeah.
You'd probably get way more instructional money than if you did beat Gordon Ryan and then beat 10 other people.
Yeah.
People might just think you're just some mystical beast and buy everything.
Fuck, he beat Gordon Ryan.
Yeah.
That's funny, actually, yeah. You beat Gordon Ryan one match and then you just disappear. And then lots of instructionals.
Yeah, absolutely. Even because if people saw your matches, they'd see that you're human. Even if you win all the matches, they'd be like, yeah, but you didn't win them in 30 seconds each. But if you just did one match,
beat Gordon Ryan in 30 seconds.
Beat Gordon Ryan 30 seconds, and then you just never competed again, you would be a millionaire.
For sure.
More, I guess millionaire is not that impressive anymore, but a multi-millionaire.
You'd be rich.
That's 3 million.
Thoughts on heavy powerlifting for BJJ? If helped by a good powerlifting coach.
Why did you read it like that?
Because I'm dyslexic, mate.
As if you were mocking him?
No.
That's how I heard it.
Did you?
That's how I'll read it.
I didn't mean to.
Fuck that guy, right?
If helped by a good powerlifting coach. Lifting heavy is good. I think by lifting heavy all the time, you can really fatigue yourself unless you're
juicy.
Yeah, even if you're juicy, lifting really heavy all the time isn't particularly helpful for your jiu-jitsu gains. Especially with powerlifting, you can certainly do it, and there's fellas out there doing it, so there's no reason why you can't do it, but I don't think it's the optimal way to train. As you're lifting super heavy, it's going to be pretty compressive on the body. It's going to accumulate a lot of fatigue, and all that fatigue is going to become detrimental eventually to your time on the mats. You're not going to be able to perform as well as you could be or should be on the mats because you've accumulated so much fatigue whilst lifting. Those are my views on heavy powerlifting. But you can lift heavy, but just at lower percentages. Let's say, shout out Mark McQueen, he can lift fucking heavy, but he's lifting at significantly lower percentages than he normally was.
Yeah.
When he was an elite powerlifter, but he's still lifting pretty fucking heavy.
I wonder if there's any value to just not even doing anything but powerlifting until a certain age and then beginning jiu-jitsu. Because, strength is the best technique by far. Yeah,
but you also want to have really good body awareness and be able to move your body wild through space. I think really strong gymnasts that don't get injured would potentially be better than powerlifters.
Are gymnasts all just injured to fuck?
Yeah.
They are?
A lot of them, yeah. Their shoulders and knees and everything are fucked.
They are, yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Right. Well, that's fine, yeah.
I was going to say, you can't have it all, can you?
You can't have it all, no.
You can't just be ridiculously athletic and all this stuff and super strong and just not have any injuries. Of course, then everyone would do that, wouldn't they?
Yeah, any elite level sport, if you're an elite level gymnast, you're going to have a shit ton of injuries. You probably have some ankle injuries. Fuck yeah.
Nature of the game, isn't it?
Nature of the game.
Nature of the beast.
Yeah, so there's definitely powerlifting is helpful, but trying to do elite level powerlifting or competitive powerlifting while doing a lot of BJJ, it's not going to work out for you. I just don't think it's going to work out.
Too tiring.
It'll
It'll make you taller though, apparently. Sylvia was saying that the erector muscles in the spine are so strong that it will actually grow you by an inch.
I think that's false information. Okay.
All right.
But like, let's say if you...
I'm not a fucking doctor, so...
Let's say if you want to do like a powerlifting, you could get away with doing like 2 jiu-jitsu sessions a week. But if you want to do like 4 or 5 and then do like hardcore powerlifting, drug-free, that's going to be an issue. Even if you're using drugs, the weights you're going to be lifting are going to be so fucking heavy, that's going to be burdensome to your jiu-jitsu game.
By its very nature, if it's not very hard, you're basically not improving, are you?
Correct.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're going to run some
problems. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Let's just think about GSP. Do you reckon he's done any powerlifting?
No, he did. He changed the strength stuff. He used to do he was doing some Olympic lifting, then he was doing some strength training, like the kind of stuff we would do, and then he was like, fuck it, I'm just going to do gymnastics, and that's what he did.
And now he just does weird water stuff, doesn't he?
He likes the water stuff, still does gymnastics.
Are we going to try some when the pool's completed?
Yeah, 300-meter swimming pool.
Are we going to give it a go though?
Yeah.
Some push and pull in the pool.
It's good stuff, low impact on the joints.
Push and pull.
Push
Okay.
and pull.
How many 60-kilo white belts you reckon you could take at once? Let's start with you. In just jiu-jitsu though, no strikes allowed. I reckon you could take a few.
At once?
Because they get in the way of each other. So, after like 5 or 6, if you could take 5 or 6, I think it's just you could take infinite.
But it's 100 people trying to fucking do jiu-jitsu to you.
Yeah, as in you've only got 4 limbs, maybe 5, and and they do get in the way of each other. They do, because I've sparred with 2 white belts before in Wilson Sports Centre, and
they just got in the way.
Well, they almost got me actually on the legs one time, but then I started spazzing. But they had a respawn counter. We did like a 5-minute round. Every time they got subbed, they'd have to respawn in like 10 seconds, and they'd be able to go back in. And yeah, they didn't catch me, and I must have subbed them so many times. I don't think they're even white belts, and I don't think I was even a black belt at the time, nor was I the animal I am today. Honestly,
how many do you reckon you could do? 5?
Under 60 is very small though.
Under 60 kegs, white belts. Like assuming
no
strength.
Yeah,
they're not
it's not like whatever. It's not like a 60-kilo Christian Osbeck.
Perfect example.
Perfect Ishti.
Perfect.
Shout out Ishti.
Fucking love Ishti.
He's not a white belt, nor is he 60 kilo, and I probably couldn't take more than 1 Ishti, to be fair to him.
Ishti knows this.
Ishti knows that. But
Ishti's a
60 kilo white belts, I'm going to say like just infinite, because they could just get in the way of each other, and I genuinely think like
100. Okay, so this room, there's 100 60-kilo white belts in here. 100 people.
But most of them would just be queuing.
Be what?
Queuing. Just waiting.
Not all at once.
Yeah, but they can't. There's not enough volume on me. There's not enough surface area. What are they going to do?
Yeah.
Like one of them will hold my leg. I guess like, yeah, if it's jiu-jitsu rules and there's no like groin strikes or chilling in the eyes, then I feel like I'll get away with it, right?
Chilling.
But I need to think about subs that I could actually do with like
100 people.
With like 1 or 2. Yeah, they might, if they're organized as well. Like how much time do they get to organize each other? Is it just like you're in the room and go, or is it like
it's you're in the room and go?
Okay, they don't
Here's
get
100
like
people,
half an hour to
100 people in
scheme.
here. They open the door. Owen Flanagan, bang, door shut, go. Like a Mr. Beast video.
That'd be very good. Yeah, I think honestly, just until I get tired, because they would just get in the way of each other. We should set this up. We should definitely do a video like this.
All right, like
people would love to see the video.
You could literally do that. Shout out Ossian. No, Osland. We'll get
Oslander.
I'll speak to Oslander and we'll sort it out.
Homelander.
Okay? All right. Oh, Polaris recently. What do you think? Did you see the matches?
I did see the matches. Yes, I thought they were very good.
What was your favorite?
Probably my favorite was the Taza one.
We can do a breakdown on that this week.
Yeah, we can do. Yeah, a lot of people were asking about the heel hook breaking mechanics and what could have been done better. I'm sure that Langaka took some damage. Surely.
This would be a good. All right, cool. We'll do that breakdown.
We'll do a breakdown instead of trying to piece it together. But yeah, I had to skip through some because I was at breakfast with company, so
yeah. Sorry, gals.
Sorry, it's almost finished. There's just one more scramble.
Turn it off. Yeah. What are you doing?
We're at dinner. Come on. Buy Christian Osbeck's DVD.
Yeah.
Sorry, he doesn't find that funny.
Just don't say anything. Top 5 tips for really tight hip flexors, mate. I would say you're probably going to get off with some doing some like low level mobility stretches. So some couch stretches on the wall in the evening. Couch stretch is, it's going to demo if you got YouTube. We're here, leg comes down, push the hips forward. That's going to be nice to do. Anywhere between 90 seconds and 2 minutes on that in the evenings.
Looks good.
Will be useful for sure. But then
looks good.
Also making sure that you can squat properly. Make sure you have good length in the hamstrings. And that by doing some Romanian deadlifts and gain more flexibility in your hammies. There's going to be a variety of things you can do. 90-90 stretches. Okay, let's go through something that's going to be useful for you. When you go into the gym, do a proper warm-up on a bike. Get your core temperature up. You're going to do some like 90-90 stretches. Yep. Do some squats properly. And then later in your program, you can do some kind of elevated split squats. So doing, you could either do a Bulgarian split squat or a front foot elevated split squat. Those are great ways to improve your hip flexor mobility.
Hip flexor mobility.
Yeah.
That was the question, yeah.
Yeah, basically split stance stuff, get stronger hamstrings, get more length in the hamstrings. Make sure you're doing some Romanian deadlifts as well. Single leg Romanian deadlifts.
What about leg raises?
Leg raises, they'll be very hard for him. Yeah, increase the actual strength in your hip flexors too. Some low level L-sit stuff. You can lie on the floor.
Hanging leg raises.
You won't be able to do them, mate. They'll be too tight, too sore.
Who is this?
Don't know.
As in, don't name and shame, but like,
he says he's got really tight hip flexors. Improve your squatting mechanics, mate. I think that's going to be number one for you. And make sure you're doing some single leg exercises too, where your legs are split apart. And then, how can I forget this? Deep tier plyometrics. That is going to be crucial for you, my friend.
Aren't they the front ones?
Hip flexors, yeah, front hip.
Is he not just sitting too much?
Yeah, that could be it. Some people are just really fucking stiff. You'd be surprised how stiff people are.
I'm aware.
So he's got low-level mobility stretches to do. You got your couch stretches, deep tier plyometrics. Get really good at squatting. Make sure you're doing single leg exercises. There you go. There's 4.
What about stretching your sides? I've heard that helps for the
side bends as well.
Yeah, side bends help with the hips.
Make sure your core is working properly. Make sure you can go front, back, rotate, and then side bend. There's 5 tips for you. Core, stretch the front of the hips, get into a deep squat, deep tier plyometrics, and I forgot the other one.
But yeah, that was almost a reel.
Yeah.
Almost. But I forgot. Fuck, man.
Shout out Christian Osbeck.
Shout out the DVD. It's a fucking excellent DVD.
Yeah.
Let's just, I mean, he has paid us a lot of money.
We got to stop it.
Okay, we should stop. It's pretty funny though. Okay, who are some interesting stylistic matchups for you? Honestly, I just want to see Gordon and Kanan. Right, I don't know how interesting stylistically that would be, but
who wins?
I mean, Gordon probably wins, right? Given that Kanan lost to Marigali, and I mean, Gordon and Marigali would also be good, but I understand they're at the same team, so that's probably not going to happen. I would like to see, like, I haven't really given this too much thought about dream matchups. See, I only got asked the question a couple seconds ago. Who do you like to see?
Gordon Ryan.
Versus
Mikey
Musumeci. We'll be all right.
Ono Flanagan.
That'd be great.
I would like to see Ono Flanagan versus Giancarlo Bordoni rematch. That's what I would like to see.
Is that an interesting stylistically match up?
I don't know. I don't know. No, actually, I'd like to see. Here we go. Ona Flanagan, Craig Jones. That'd be a fun match to see.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Gordon Ryan, Craig Jones.
Yeah.
Because they hate each other.
But that's not styles, is it? That's just opinions on each other.
Exactly. I don't know. I care. I like you. I just want to see the matches.
Who has like a very distinct style anymore? Riddle me that. I'd like to see, let's say...
I'd like to see Joseph Chen fight some more matches. He's very good. He's looking great at the moment.
Okay, let's say Isaac Michel has a very distinctive style.
Yeah.
If we could get him against a filthy butt scooter who's like really good at leg. Let's see Isaac Michel versus Lachlan Giles.
Oh, yeah.
That would be lovely to see. I mean, Lachlan has to gain weight and Isaac has to lose weight, but that's... I mean, again, their style is more dictated by their size, but that would be somewhat interesting.
Yeah. Again, you would have a good match with Isaac Merschel.
Yes, I am apparently...
Michel.
Merschel, yeah.
Merschel.
Yeah, Merschel. Yeah, someone said that I was a budget Poundland Lachlan Giles, so...
Fair play.
Yeah.
Fucking take that.
Yeah, man. Poundland is fucking good value for money as well.
Love
so
Poundland.
I guess that says a lot about my DVD.
Yep.
And others we've mentioned on this podcast. And we'll continue to mention until we're forgiven and we're allowed back on the yacht. Mo asks, fuck, I shouldn't have read that. Best self-defense methods against crackheads. So I've actually already gone through this, maybe not publicly, but for me, it's not grappling, right? You don't want to get within needle range of a crackhead.
Or even spitting range.
Yeah, but you're unlikely to get AIDS from spit. Like you'll get a cold or flu or maybe a really nasty cough. Yeah, but
something real nasty.
Really nasty cough. Or you'll get like fleas or lice or something. I honestly think something like Muay Thai, where you can just teep them to death. Like you don't even have to punch them with your clean knuckles. It's just a teep in the sternum over and over again. If they get too close,
elbows, bang.
Yeah, like elbows, you're never really going to get your elbow in your mouth, so it's probably a safe bet to start elbowing him. What else? And
tell the new viewers, because we've gained a lot of new viewers since the original story when you got punched in the face by a crackhead.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Tell us that story.
So yeah, basically I am David Crackenborough. I used to film crackheads when I used to take the train. It was always on the train because like you'd see them coming down the way. Now I just cycle, so I see a lot of crackheads. Unless they're like exceptional crackheads, I won't stop and film them. And you know they're very rarely exceptional anymore. I've seen it all. I've been there. I'm Ross Kemp. Right. But basically I was there filming Crackhead on the tube. Actually, this one just sat next to me and everyone instantly moved away, but I just kept my headphones in. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. And anyway, he starts talking about leaving my body in the river and stabbing me with his knife. And I was like, sorry. I took my headphones off, sorry. And he's like, no, I'm not talking to you, mate. I was like, okay, cool. And I just started filming him on my phone. And he couldn't see the front of the screen. And then as I went to close it, I just felt him lean over. And I was like, maybe he's just like, you know, like adjusting. Maybe he's got like, you know,
shit
like shit in his arsehole. And he has to adjust his boxes so it doesn't ride up or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, I go back to my phone and next thing I see, I'm getting punched in the face by a crackhead. Good. If you must know, it was a right hand. I would say it was like a hook. And it hit me in my eye. This was one day before the Jacob Couch match. So if you want to go back and watch that, you'll see that I have a black eye there. So overall,
and then he ran off.
And then so I started laughing because it was a crackhead basically, and he was like getting so flustered and angry. And to be fair, I deserved to get punched. And then I was like, this is a good excuse to like publicly beat someone up, but equally it is just a bit sad, like just beating up a member of the public.
And you go to jail too.
And I'd probably go to jail. Well, probably not, to be fair, but I would have to touch a crackhead, and the chances of him, you know, needling me in the arsehole or something with his spice needle, I don't know what they do, but you know, if it was my time, maybe I would have just teeped him. But yeah, I look up and he's already backing away from the train whilst talking shit. So I could have chased him off the train, but then also I might have, missed out on my match the next day. All these things run through my head like, is it even worth it? And unfortunately,
it wasn't worth it.
It wasn't worth it. I guess fortunately it wasn't worth it. But, maybe if he was a more clean crackhead, I would have
fucked him up.
I would have, grappled him. But it's just, grappling is not the one for crackheads. I guess the one thing they can't do is hold you down and molest you. So if you want to avoid crackheads, it's pretty good. But if you want revenge on crackheads, grappling is not the one. I would recommend Muay Thai, that weird one, Lathe Way, where they just get knives and slash people apart. Those are pretty good. Or like...
All right, next question. Yeah. We got the next one. Laws of diminishing returns with lifting for hobbyists, max weight / time put in. I've been thinking about this a lot recently. Thinking. Yeah, thinking.
Fucking hell. What?
Trying to lift really heavy stuff, similar to the question before, if you're doing lots of BJJ. And I think at some point there is going to be a diminishing return and you can mix things up. So let's say for deadlifts, as an example, if you can already deadlift a lot, why not try to do some split stance deadlifts or some single leg deadlifts instead? Because that is going to have more of an athletic benefit to your jiu-jitsu training versus just lifting really heavy on a deadlift and accumulating a lot of fatigue. Because naturally, by doing a single leg variation or a split stance deadlift, you're not going to be able to lift as heavy as you would on a conventional or traditional style of deadlift. Same for doing some bench pressing exercises or your squat exercises. Why not trying to do even a split stance, B stance squat, or doing some front squats where you're more upright, which is going to be less spine compression, belt squats, single leg squat variations. I think all of those different variations, rather than loading up specifically really heavy on one exercise, I think it's going to have a better carryover to the mats than trying to lift as heavy as possible all the time.
Do you think there's any value? Let's just go to like an extreme in me learning a backflip.
No.
Let's say like it is pliers though, isn't it? A backflip.
Yeah, but you can do a backflip now.
Yeah, but it's like
skill based.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These sort of skills, a backflip, which is a genuine wrestling move by the way, but it's just like an extreme example.
Yeah.
Would it be worth starting the process of learning that, or just general? I know it's like general gymnastics, isn't it? But surely there's some value to learning the skills involved in proprioception whilst you're flying in the air.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I got to a point where I could do a backflip. Like you could just go do a backflip right now, and I could do it. Like
do a backflip right now.
I used to be able to do it. I've got photos, video proofs.
I've seen it.
I could do it do a backflip right now, and I could do it.
Just shit yourself.
Shit yourself right now.
Just shit yourself right now.
And I think like it's an athletic thing to do, but if you have lots of spare time, not even spare, like it's gonna take more time for you to go out and do it, whereas your time could be spent just doing a weights program.
Okay, let me riddle you this. What is the best way to do plyos in relation to a sweaty floor? What is the best way to train for a sweaty mat?
Yielding plyometrics, the deep tier stuff. The yielding plyometrics. So like the value in doing the plyometrics isn't to just like make you like really, it will give you access to more speed and power and your ability to absorb and produce force rapidly, which is obviously helpful, but there's an overall benefit to your health from your feet, Achilles, ankles, and knees by having that impact with the floor. You get good proprioception in your feet, and also it's good time under tension, which helps your overall joint health of those areas, particularly your Achilles, which as fellas get older, if you rupture your Achilles, that's just a disastrous injury. But if you're doing lots of plyos, like 1 to 2 times per week, your chances of doing that will be significantly less. But to answer your question, the deep yielding plyometrics are going to be more helpful where you're in those deeper tier positions and you're being able to produce and absorb force. Basically, it's going to help your ability to come up and down faster and also improve your mobility in those deeper positions.
Specifically on slippery floors, though?
Doing them on slippery floors?
Do you think that's a good idea?
No.
Do you think there's any way to progressively overload training on a slippery floor.
It's too unpredictable.
Progressively overload.
No, slippery floors is unpredictable because you don't know how you're going to land. But by the way, every plyometric, this is what the fellow shout out, Matt McInnes-Watson and his Plus Plyos course says. Every jump you do is different. It's not the same. Like every single it's all different. So you get different landings. So that's also another benefit of doing plyometrics, because every jump and landing is going to be different. Your body is going to adapt to the mystery shop of different landings.
Because for me, I feel like that is one of the major things holding me back in wrestling. It's just like all the times I've been injured during wrestling. Okay, one of them was me being stupid, but the rest of them was slippery floors.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to come down to a decision for you to not wrestle on the slippery floors, isn't it?
But there must be a way that you can just start with shoes. Like a less slippery floor. Shoes
can make it more.
Seem like a good idea, but they're not.
And I imagine it's just as slippery.
I think the coefficient of friction is such that you won't slip, and then suddenly you will slip really hard.
Yeah. RGA friction. They got to do some of those mats. They're very slippery. Very slippery.
I love RGA. Shout out RGA. Buy RGA's Instructional.
Me too. But they got slippery mats.
Buy RGA's Instructional. Okay. How much should you push through lower back pain to roll? This one's for you, Charles.
I wouldn't push.
Fuck, I'm running out of time. Quickly answer this.
Mrs. is going to be at the door as well. Mate, I wouldn't push through it. I would really, if I were you, I would send me a DM privately. Actually, don't even do that. I'm going to answer that very quickly right now. What you're going to do is you're going to go Charles Allen Price, lower back pain. Find the video that I've done for lower back pain. Click on that. Do those 3 to 4 exercises every single day. You'll have lower back pain improvements. Definitely. In fact, I'm going to link it.
Fantastic.
You don't want to train if you have really bad
something else.
Lower back pain. Let it go down. You can do things to make it go down. Make sure your weights training is on point and you're not further aggravating it. But I wouldn't, if I had really bad lower back pain, I wouldn't be training. Would you?
With really bad lower back pain?
Yeah. Sometimes doing jiu-jitsu, like
honestly, playing guard really sorts my lower back out.
Yeah, because the core gets working. You've got to know your body. Sometimes I can go in and be like, my lower back's a bit sore, finish the jiu-jitsu session and be like, it feels great now.
That's a lie. It used to be that I'd allow myself to get stacked and I'd push out of stacked positions with a curved spine. Now I understand that was like cheating and just using flexibility. And one time someone tried to stack me in competition and I was just doing my normal shit and I was like, Jesus, I'm going to break my back. And then I turtled, gave the advantage.
It's foolishness.
Got him back though.
You've got to go.
I've got to go.
Guys, we've said it enough. Do
you want to say it?
We don't need to say it again. Guys, remember, like, subscribe, do all that. YouTube, Spotify, top left-hand corner on Spotify. Burn the candle on the hand. You have some instructionals. Go buy Eoghan's Instructionals. If you want to get strong, get on my strength programs.
That was... it wasn't so good. That wasn't so good
See you later.
Trust me, the first one was.